Welcome everyone to part two of our raising awareness on suicide prevention. And Rocco, my co-producer Rocco Pasafumi,
Yes.
wants to talk about a song
Yes.
that deals with this topic and is very apropos for this discussion. So Rocco, take it away.
Yes. We are seeing a lot of people talking about suicide and confronting it in a way that we've never seen it before. Not just with the 13 Reasons Why show on Netflix, but with this particular single that's out that's starting to climb the singles charts. It's by a new rapper by the name of Logic. It's named after one of the suicide hotlines people call. The song's title is 1-800-273-8255, and basically it's about the person singing the song is having an internal conflict about whether or not he wants to take his own life. He's depressed, and basically it's about what somebody goes through when they're depressed, and they feel the need to take their own life. And then, but over the period of the song, he has like guest vocalists that act as sort of like intermediaries. One, Alessia Cara is a very popular Canadian singer. She sort of acts as sort of like the angel figure of that he in the struggle. And there is another performer by the name of Khaled who acts as sort of like, the other voice telling him, don't do it, not to do it. And then he ends up averting what could be a potential personal tragedy. Mm-hmm. So, in your opinion, Jackie, as somebody who has dealt with this matter, what is your opinion about somebody, this kind of record being used as a way to have people confront their demons in regards to suicide?
Well, Rocco, you just presented me with it, but I think after reading the lyrics, I think it's sort of a good thing. We are multifaceted people, and what you just described was the multifacets of someone who is confronting serious emotional pain. And there's, should I stay, now I'm thinking this other song, should I stay or should I go? Right. But the truth is, this person in this particular song decides to stay, I think.
Yes.
And so I sort of like the idea. There's a therapist, his name is Richard Schwartz, and he talks about the internal multiple family members, or that we have multiple parts within ourselves. And so, this idea of having different voices, we all have different voices in our head. And I think that's like kind of a nice graphic depiction of what we all go through all day long. And in a way, if this people get to know this number, well, I think that's kind of a good thing. So
Especially since it has a good ending.
Yeah,
that's important.
I mean, I think if it had a different ending, it probably would be a little bit more difficult, although real. So I think it's just another tool or another piece of media. It's another form of media that's addressing this. Because people are struggling with friends and that people who they know, or with their own internal struggles with, do I want to stay in this world or not? And I think it's good.
How do you feel in terms of dealing with this issue? I mean, we've had many celebrities in the last couple of years take their own lives. Robin Williams, we had Chris Cornell, and now we have Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. And then the fact that you have this coupled with the 13 Reasons Why show and the song that we've never had suicide be raised this much as a public discussion. As somebody who's been through this and is advocating against it, do you think that's a good or a bad thing for where the conversation goes?
Well, and this is like probably a sociological question. It's like one of these things. Suicide generally, from my days of studying sociology, occurs. It spikes, and we've been having a spike in suicide. You'd think it would spike during times of war or famine or poverty. That is not when suicide spikes. Suicide typically spikes during times of alienation, and I think we are extremely alienated from each other as people. We move far away from our families. We talk. We leave. We don't even talk. We send text messages with no affect. We don't know. You know, somebody says hi. What the heck does that mean? Are you smoking a joint? Are you saying hello to me? Like, you know, there's no meaning attached to anything, and so that we're talking about suicide is because it's increasing, and it's because we are so alienated. People working long hours, commuting. You know, children are not seeing their parents. They're being raised by other people. And this is, you know, people are feeling alienated from their government. We can't get a bill through Congress. We don't like who's governing us. You know, so the alienation that we're experiencing, you know, kids are feeling bullied. That's part of the cause in this spike in suicide. When we all have like a common goal or rally, like against the war, like World War II, all the ladies went to work, Rosie the Riveter, there was a very low incidence of suicide. But it's just a sociological truth that the more we're alienated, and you know, you could talk to your family on the cell phone and not see somebody for like a month or 2 months. And so I think that's why this is, and it's disturbing because now it's touching like all of us, you know. I mean, I don't know many people who have not been touched by this. So that's why I think, Rocco, you're seeing more. And we need to work on it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to thank Rocco and Jackie for raising this issue about how this song, like the show, 13 Reasons Why, is raising awareness. And our next segment, we're going to talk about some tools for dealing with suicide, some alternatives, and some. First of all, in my opinion, suicide is never the answer. There's always help, and we'll get into that a lot in our next segment. But thanks to Rocco and thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.